can you go ahead and like the speakers, like the microphone? Can you go ahead and log on? And to not that one, the first one I sent you. Yeah.
At 3?
Mhm. Check, check. Test, test, test. Check, check.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me good?
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have them turn this music down over here.
Okay.
Okay. Can we turn it? We're recording. Thank you. So you were able to hear me good? You were able to hear me well? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good. Everything seems to be where we need it. Cool. And then you can just admit people in as
I've never seen that bar.
it's been in storage. It's 10-foot bar. It's crazy, right?
So that's always for partners,
Um,
or do people use that like individually?
always for partners. Just make sure there's no chats in here.
No what?
The chats. Or if you're seeing chats or whatever.
So how do I let people in if you're out there talking and they?
Oh, just admit all.
Oh, okay.
There's a chat. Chat. Oh, it's right here. Okay. I guess we'll see like the chats if they have chats or whatever.
So does that mean there's 11?
Yes, correct. I wouldn't admit everybody in yet. We'll in like another minute, just so the link isn't working. And you go to the link to the Instagram and see if that's the correct link, please.
Telling you I'm waiting.
Yes. Can you go to the story to make sure that story link is correct? Oh, so we just need to delete it on from the link. For whatever reason, it's not letting us.
From the story.
Everybody, we'll get started here in a bit. It's almost time, and we'll wait a little bit, but it looks like our link in the story didn't work, but just in the link in bio. So we'll have to work through that real quick. Hey guys, we're gonna get started here in just a bit. I'll let probably like another minute go by and make sure everybody is joined in and we're ready to go. We won't try to keep you very long. Make sure we answer all your questions, and I appreciate you for joining. Thank you. All right, guys, like I said, just give them one more minute. We'll start right here in 1 minute and get moving.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right, guys, let's get started. I appreciate y'all for joining in. Looking forward to having you this weekend. We'll start on time, just like always. We'll be on time, or at least we try very hard to, and we have normally been on time for the last 8 years. So, well, for the most part. So, we're looking forward to. I know a lot of people are coming up from Mexico. I know a lot of people are coming out from New Mexico and just kind of the surrounding area. So I appreciate that. And we're just going to get started. First of all, I just want to say a couple of things. One being is that you guys are all here. We all do CrossFit. We're all kind of one community. Can you make sure you guys, let's mute them all, please. Okay. My point is we're all a community. We're all here to have some fun. Yeah, compete a little bit. I know things get a little bit hot and heavy, but I want to make sure that you understand that all these judges are volunteers. They're your peers. They're the people that work out with you, or at least the people that work out and do what you do. They're not professional judges. So if things happen, there is going to be Chris and I, who Chris right now is actually on the call and will be chiming in here. But Chris and I will be making those executive decisions as we move forward. We've had some issues in the past with crowd. We ask that those our members are not yelling over the fences into the judges, into the organizers, or into other athletes. If they start yelling and we ask them to stop and they don't, we will actually kick them out and disqualify you. So whoever's team that they're kind of representing, it's gotten to that point where we almost had to do that. So I just want to make sure that there's a clear understanding that if people are being extraordinarily disruptive or vulgar or yelling at any of the judges, any of the other athletes, or any of the staff for the Desert Games, there is a penalty, both them being kicked out and then your team also being disqualified from the competition. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. So please make sure if we ask you to, hey, say something to your people, you do that, and we keep it fun for everyone competition. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to try to keep this to as little time as possible of me talking, and then I want to hear your questions. We're going to go workout by workout. You hopefully have seen the videos from WOD 1, 2, and 3. I just found out right before I started this meeting that the finals standards video were not online. They got cut somehow off while they were uploading. I thought they were. They are uploading now, and by now probably are on there. So I'm going to go spend some time over the final a little bit, just so that you guys have some, just so you have some more information about that and you guys are clear on that. But again, you can watch those videos in the final. They should be up even probably by now, maybe. Somehow they got cut off in upload. So, okay. Let's get started. What I'm going to do and what I ask everybody to do is type their questions in the chat, as opposed to people trying to talk over each other and unmute themselves. So ask the question. I'm going to go workout by workout, and then I'm going to go question by question, just kind of in order. That's been the way it's worked out in the past for us. That's the way we'll continue to do it today. First of all, it's workout number 1. We're going to go scale division first, okay? This is kind of the way it looks. I know the camera's kind of far away, but you have the synchro burpees over box. You have your cardio pieces, and you should already saw this video, so you understand how it works. But to reiterate, there's only one person working at a time on the machine. The other 2 athletes are standing behind the start-finish line, and you have to go, in order for you to change movement or change anybody working, you have to go and tag them behind that line, and then they run over and start their work. So they can't help you change dampers. The judge is not going to help you change dampers. You'll have to do that yourself. You can obviously do that before the workout starts, but if you need to change dampers between athletes or positions of the seats, you'll have to do that yourself before during the workout. Okay, it's all part of it, all part of the strategy. So you'll go from the boxes to the rowers, to the bike, to the ski, and then you'll come back, bike, rower, burpee over box. What's that? I'll read them in a second. Yeah, once I'm done explaining, which I actually am. So I want to start going over the questions. If you have a question about workout number 1, actually, let me go over intermediate, and then we'll go over all the questions, because a lot of these questions will probably be similar. So intermediate, same thing. Now you have 2 people working at the whole time, except for the double unders. So you'll have your burpee, synchro burpee over boxes. Remember, chest is the synchro here, chest to ground. That's only where the synchro is counted. And then one person will be doing the row, one person will be doing the bike. You'll actually be facing each other in that situation. Once you're done with your calories, you guys will switch. And then you will do also the row, or I'm sorry, the double unders after that. So you'll switch, one's on the bike, one's on the row, then one's on the bike, one's on the row. Remember, you cannot be at your double unders before your partner is with you at the double unders. You cannot be waiting at the double unders and then they finish their calories and you start going. You have to both walk over into the double or run into the double under area. That way you can start working on it and you're good to go. Okay, so you have to move together. You can't start and wait for your partner to finish to start the next movement. RX division. Burpee over box over, same thing. Cal row, cal skis, or cal bike, cal ski, cal bike again, and then cal row and burpee box jump overs. The rowers will, and the machines should be on before you get there. We have our pit crew who will be managing that and turning on every piece of machine before you get there, so you won't have to wait for it to load. So making sure that everybody has a fair chance. Okay, I'm gonna start reading the questions. If you are a RX athlete, everything is box facing. It said that in the video. The question is the box jump over in WOD 1? Do they need to be box facing or can they be lateral? The answer is everybody's box facing in this one, even the individuals. Let's see what else. Next is for the workout number 1, do we split the calories on the equipment for 16 cal and is it 8 and 8? You do not have to split anything. All you have to do is you have to get the amount of calories. So you're probably talking about intermediate. So it's not 16, so you'll be working at the same time. So while you're on the ski, your partner is on the bike. And so you're working for, if you're female, you're working 16 calories on the row, 16 calories on the bike. And once you're done, you switch, and then you have to work on 16 calories on the row, 16 calories on the bike. Hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question. For the scale division, yes, Chris, the reps can be shared. Thank you for in there and answering these questions. Are we having wood or softbox? So that softbox, you are actually having one of each. So every lane will have one of each. That softbox is not a true softbox. It's just got like a foam of this much on top of a wood box. So it's a lot harder than a true soft box. It's a lot more stable than a true soft box, but every lane will have the exact same configuration, which is one hard, one soft, what you see over there. Workout one, do both partners do double unders? Yes, so they have to do double unders and it's each. So I go, you go. So if Nicole is on there, she's doing her double unders, I'm ready, I'm resting from whatever I just did. And then she switches, I go 50 as well. So it's a total for the team 100. Can we do stand-up bike? Yeah, you can. You don't have to sit on the seat. The question was, do we have to stay seated on the seat for the bike? No, stand up and pedal your ass off. That's cool with me. Can we use our own ropes for double unders? Absolutely. Take your own rope. You'll have plenty of time, usually about 5 minutes before the workout starts, to go put your jump rope down. If you have 2 different ropes for 2 different team members, put both of them down, lay them down, set them up however you're going to want them. Yes, you can take your double unders. For intermediate.
Nope.
For the lift, well, we're not talking about the lift yet. Sorry. Scaled female water. Can you 2-person share the cals of each machine? If yes, the 1 person on the machine needs to tag the 2nd person to switch. So remember, you're a 3-person team on a female side or the scaled side. So 2 of your team members are going to be over there, and you're just going to be on the bike. You can share that bike. You could do 1 calorie a piece and just keep switching. Or 1 person can do all the calories. The only stipulation is that if you ever switch to do anything, whether switch on the same machine or switch to another machine, you have to go tag that person for them to come in and switch on the machine. Just to reiterate, the scale division, only 1 partner can be working at a time. Yes, yes, correct. I think I just explained that, and Chris just affirmed that. That's it. Okay. People are waiting to get in. Can you allow them? Okay, they're in. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. If there's no more questions, there is a time cap on this one. It is going to be 15 minutes. The WOD one. Okay. We're still working on that, but I believe it's 15 minutes, 14 or 15. Yeah. Okay. Scale division, WOD number 2. WOD number 2 starts off with synchro wall balls. The synchro is at the bottom. Remember, you can wait for your teammate and don't have to have the ball on the ground for you to switch. Watch the video if you're concerned about how to switch on wall balls. Team deadlift. Okay, everybody's going to be on the bar, working on the team deadlift, the synchro burpee over bar. You'll be burping over the actual 10-foot barbell. So all 3 of you can fit, and you will be bar facing. For the male, you're going to be clean and jerks. The biggest thing on the worm is you have to have your hands and any part of your body not touching the yellow strip or the center of the yellow strip. All hands, all pieces of body need to be out there. The worm and the athletes have to be inside and cannot be touching the box. Please watch the video. It explains it in full detail. When you are using the worm, if the worm falls out of the box, just drag it over. You cannot start the rep when the worm is out of the box. So if the worm is out of the box, you got to move it back in the box, in the lane, and start your rep. Okay. Team deadlift as well, same idea. You can switch grip, you can overhand grip. You can't wear straps. That's the only thing. Okay. But you have to be up top. So if you have a taller person, they're going to have to kind of like bend their elbows or something like that to make sure they get full extension. We're going to be calling extension, but I really just don't want to see this. Okay, guys. You all know what you're doing. Most of you all, hopefully, this is not a rep, and I want to try to be pretty fair there, if I can be. So make sure that you're either here standing all the way up, okay? Standing all the way up. Knees have to be locked and hips up. I know the bar, and there's different height athletes. If you're taller athletes, you can hold the bar wider so that you're a little shorter. For the shorter athletes, you can grip it a little bit closer, maybe narrow your feet. But that's kind of the whole idea behind team workouts like this, is figuring all that stuff out. Now let's go on to the intermediate. We're doing toes to bar shared. So you're sharing 24. Somebody can do all 24. There's no minimum of any reps that one partner has to do. But you share to get 24, and you're doing 3 rounds of it. You have 12 clean and jerks, and 9 clean and jerks. Please note that it's 9 because you'll move. So you have, it'll start there. And for the guys, you'll do 4, 4, 4. That's 12. And then your thrusters, 4, 4, 4. That's 12 as well with your thrusters. The ladies, you're doing 9. So you're doing 3, 3, 3, clean and jerks, 3, 3, 3 thrusters. Okay. And then the 12 team deadlifts, just with different weights, same stuff on the deadlift. For the RX division, Cal bike and toes to bar. I feel like I don't have to say this for you guys. You guys know what you're doing. Okay. If you have questions, let me know. Let's go over the questions. Can you give a samples of no reps on burpee box jump? Okay. The burpee box jump, I assume you're still talking about WOD number 1. Okay. Burpee box jump, the no rep is hand on or around the box. So your feet have to touch the box as you jump over. So let me go ahead and do that. I hope you can see it. I think you can from here. If I'm doing a burpee box jump, what I'm going to do here is I am going to make sure that I am on the ground the same time as my partner. So if I'm down, I have to wait for my partner to hit the ground before I start up. If I start up and that partner hasn't hit the ground yet, that is a no rep. If I jump over and I put my hand on the box, that is a no rep. If I go around the box somehow, that is a no rep. All you got to do is jump, touch one foot, and step over and burpee. Okay, you can jump over, but you just have to touch a foot to the box. And this again, the synchro is at the bottom of the chest. Okay. Will the wall balls be conducted utilizing? Oh, great question. Wall balls, just like the video, will be done on the wall. Okay, they're not on the rig. The rig do not have any wall ball targets anymore. We took all those off. All bars will be the same height. I think I should go over that. Okay, all bars will be the exact same height throughout the entire rig. If you're teammates and you're working together, you can help them up. We'll have the J-cups there to be able to, I think you can see me from here. Okay, you're able to stand up on this if you need to get up here and go. Okay, if you're sharing reps and you're on an intermediate female, or male for that matter, and you have to stand up on the bar, as long as you're not touching the bar while your partner's going, I'm okay with it. So if your partner, you'll have 2 different options. You'll be able to use any one of these. These are some more smooth pull-up bars. These are more grippy. Everybody likes the longer ones. So I would highly use the longer ones if I were you. But these longer ones, I could be here and my partner could be there. And while here, I don't know if you can, I don't think they can see me. Okay. I can be here, okay? And my partner's doing toes to bar here, and I can be here, and I can be waiting as long as I'm not touching the bar, and then she stops, then I can go, okay? Or however you guys want to do that. As long as you're not touching the pull-up bar, you can go ahead and be waiting for your partner since you're sharing the toes to bar. For the scale jump over, the bar has to be both feet. For scale jump over, the bar has to be with, oh, I see. Burpee box over, you do not have to leave with both feet. Okay. All we care about is you're getting over the bar. You could step over the bar. This is all in the video, guys. Please watch the video. Okay. Step over the bar is fine. Please watch the videos. Please, please, please. Are there shorter bars for shorter people? There are not. I just mentioned that. We've had these bars the last 8 years. We've done this. The bars have always, actually the competent bars that we used to have at the convention center were actually probably just about an inch higher than these. But everybody uses a step if they're shorter to get up there, or a partner can help them but unfortunately, we don't have the ability to have just kind of all different types of bars for all different types of people, and that's how it's going to be. Okay, let's get started on workout number 3, and then we'll jump into the final. All right, workout number 3 is the lift. We'll talk about the lift. So here's kind of the biggest thing on the lift. You have a clean for the scaled, you have a clean and jerk for the intermediate, and then you have a snatch. And we'll talk about the gymnastics here in a second, part for the RX, okay? So let's talk about the barbell stuff first. The barbell stuff, I'm not gonna really talk about what constitutes a clean. You guys should understand that. Just make sure that when you clean or clean and jerk or snatch, if your foot comes onto the line, that you step back before the rep is dropped. So if I hit a snatch and I have to walk and I'm outside of the lane, I can step back and call it good. Make sure you wait for your judge to say good, okay? Just don't leave it up to yourself and just kind of overdo it, and make sure you drop the bar when the rep is good, okay? We're going to highly encourage and remind the judges that to give you guys a good sign when you do a successful rep, so that you know at that point you can drop it. You have to be under control. This is not good. I don't care what the crowd is telling me. However it is, you have to stop, control the bar, and set it down. This is just standard stuff, guys. I'm sure most of you understand that. So that's for the lift. I want to talk about the weight situation, okay? If you guys have ever been in our competitions, you understand this. And please tell your teammates, plan for this, plan how you're going to load the bars. There is only going to be a pair of 55s, a pair of 45s, a pair of 25s, a pair of 15s, a pair of 10s, a pair of 5, and a pair of 2.5 that are going to be available. So there's not like 4 45s and you know, everything you want, and you want to be able to put on 2 10s. You have to strategize how you're going to load the bar beforehand. The judges can help, but it's just going to take more time if they're helping you and trying to tell you, yeah, you need 2 55s or a 55, a 25, and a 10 for it to hit. Okay, that's a big part of the strategy of this lift. You guys also have a long time. It's the longest time we've ever allowed for a lift. So we're going to probably see some pretty fun stuff, some pretty big lifts. So make sure that you strategize on how you're going to load the bar. The bar can never get lighter. Please watch the video and understand that the total weight of the bar can never get lighter. So if I do a rep and she does a rep, I miss at 100 pounds and she does 2,000 pounds, I can't like all of a sudden try my 100 pounds again, okay? Because she's already loaded the bar at a heavier weight. I have to step away and she can lift. If she misses her 2,000 pounds and says, crap, I want to do 1,900 pounds, she cannot. She has to reattempt the 2,000, cannot attempt the 1,900 because the bar has already gotten to heavier. You can take 45s off and put 25s on, or like take 25s off and put a 45 on, but the total weight of the bar cannot be lighter. Hope that's understand, and please watch the video for that explanation. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go over any barbell questions, and I'm gonna go into the gymnastics. Okay. Wait, what is a no rep for the wall ball? When is it considered synchro? Please watch the video, guys. Again, please watch the videos because you'll have questions, and chances are we're answering those questions in the videos on the link in the bio in Instagram. The synchro is the bottom of the squat on a wall ball. So if I'm at the bottom and I'm sitting here waiting for Nicole to get down till she gets down, we can go, we hit the bottom at the same time. We can go. Obviously a no rep is not hitting the line, the 9-foot line or the 10-foot line, okay? In here, the 9-foot line is the green line. The 10-foot line is above the green line in our gym. Would a thruster meet the qualifications for a clean and jerk? Absolutely not. Okay. Again, reiterating, please watch the video. The clean and jerk starts from the ground and ends on the opposite, has to touch this shoulder and ends on the opposite shoulder. That is when the end of the rep is over. So if I'm going here, think, oh, you know what? Maybe he's talking about the lift. I don't think he's talking about a thruster meet. Yes, absolutely. You do not have to. I'm okay with a squat clean thruster for a clean and jerk. I hope that's what you mean. I don't think you're talking about the worms. So yeah, I'm okay with that as long as the bar is on the clean position and the bar is up overhead, controlled. It's a good clean and jerk. It's just a harder clean and jerk. Can we move and put that weight? Okay, we answered that question. For WOD 2, for the worm, we need to lock out on jerks and thrusters. No, as long as it goes over your head. Good question. We did not cover that on the video, but if I'm doing a thruster, it's just here, here, here. It's not here. Okay, good question. Alarm's not, as long as it goes over the head. Okay, on the clean and jerk, same thing. It's I'm picking up, touch shoulder, that's the end of the rep. So if you're just giving you pointers here, if you pick up your last clean and jerk, boom, and you want to walk and do a thruster, well, you're gonna have to go the opposite way. Chances are that's gonna be very hard. You have to be facing the way you're going. So that's another thing, is you're always facing the direction you're going. You can't walk backwards. Okay, you have to either like turn it around or put it on the ground, clean it back up, and go the other way. Okay, so Chris, have I missed anything? Please let me know. I know you're in here. You can turn yourself on if you need to, if I'm going here, but I think that's, what is this? Okay, I've answered this question already for the burpee. You have to be box facing. Please just ask the questions as we're going over the workout. Try to make this really quickly for everybody, okay? Yes, it's always facing.
The WOD 1.
Yes, I understand for WOD number 1. The question is, I'm sorry, I know I know I'm referencing back to WOD 1, but put on the Instagram, 2 people working at a time. It's a little confusing, and just want to make sure this information gets out to the other teams. Yes, I mentioned that. It's also in the workout video. Yes, it says 2 people working at the same time, but what it actually is 1 person working on the machine at once. Both people are over in the back behind the start line. And if you need to switch, you have to go and tag your partner to come back in. This will all be also said with your judge, hopefully, before you get out here. But no, you cannot have 2 people standing next to each other working on the machine. That is going to be across all the scale division. I'm sorry for the miscommunication. I totally get that. Unfortunately, it's really hard for me to like explain things and change it on a graphic that's already been made. Okay, sorry about that. Will the squat clean count for the lift? Yes, you can squat it or power it. Squat or power, both count. Time cap for workout number 3. It says it right there. Okay, guys, it's all 10 minutes. Okay, it says it on the workout. Time cap is 10 minutes. If you are lifting, and we say this on the video, might as well say it. If you are if the bar is off the ground when time is gone, you can still finish your lift. Okay, so as long as 3, 2, 1, and he picked it up and he got it to clean, but he's still working on the jerk, that's okay as long as the bar left the ground before time was over. Okay, you cannot re-rack and try another jerk. He said that in the video again. You cannot and then retry a jerk. A true movement is a clean and jerk, so you have to start the clean again. For WOD number 2, you cannot be facing opposite. Everybody has to face the same direction. We've never gone over that. Good question. Everybody has to be facing in one direction. Just we went over WOD 2 already. Will front squat clean count as 1 rep for the front squat? Yes, I see what you're saying. So if you grab the bar off, you don't have to stand all the way up to go into a front squat. If you're going front squats, that's in final. So let's talk about the final here in a second. Can't hear me. I think everybody can hear me. Chris, if you can't hear me, let me know, man.
I can hear you. Everything sounds
okay.
good.
Okay, thanks. For intermediate on the worm clean and jerk, do we have to fully let go of the worm? No. Thanks, Chris, for answering that. You can touch and go as long as the worm touches the ground completely. What is a touch and go? It's like an airplane. It's this. I'm up, over, touch, up, over. I never just drop and re-pick up. It's definitely a lot harder, but it is slightly faster. As long as the worm is touching the ground, that's the start of the rep. For the partner not doing the clean and jerks, do they have to wait at the start line, or can they wait near the deadlift bar? So you are waiting at the start line. Okay, this was covered in the video. Once you're doing the worm, if you're going to switch on the worm, you have to come and tag your partner. Okay, so that third person, and this is only scaled men, because this is the only instance this happens, is if me and Nicole are doing the clean and jerks and we get tired, we can send somebody else in, but Nicole has to go and tag them in to come in. So basically the question is, they will be waiting at the start line. Once the deadlift, when they finish the clean and jerks, they can just, walk over to the bar and start their deadlift. Okay. So, it's essentially they're waiting at the start line for that, almost at the deadlift. The bar for the deadlift is going to be kind of right where it's at now. So it's super close to the start line. You just got to make sure that you face the same direction as your teammates. For deadlift and burpees for WOD 2. Since I went back in person, how do I, okay. For deadlift and burpees for WOD 2, I'm not sure what that means. Can you explain the touch and go drop? Does it have to touch both shoulders? Yes, it does on the clean and jerk. Okay. That's it. As far as I know for WOD so far, I guess all the WODs. Okay. And WOD number 3, except for the RX division gymnastics. Okay. So you're going to have this guy 8 feet past the line. I'm going to start behind the line with my feet. Okay. My feet are behind the line. I have to start. You may or may not be able to see it, but this line is cut in 2 and we have numbers 1 and 2 on the floor. 1 means I have to start in this half of the lane. My feet have to be behind the line only. And then I'm going to go into a handstand walk around the right side, come around, walk back, and just get my hands over the line and any part of the line. Both hands have to be over the line to call it a rep. Second time I go, now I have to stand over on the second half or the right half and go around the left. Okay, walk on my hands. You don't have to stay within the lines because obviously it's a turn. So if your hands are outside the line on the walk, that's fine. As long as I come over here, hands behind any part of the line over there. Okay, so that is the ribbon walk. And if this falls over, that's a no rep. Okay, if you hit that thing and it falls over, that is a no rep. If it does this and it stays, you're okay. Okay, as long as it doesn't fall over, you can touch it, but if it falls over, it's a no rep. You have to start over at the line. Okay, and that's for the handstand walk. You have the crossovers. Every part is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, as you're doing the crossovers, when you're done, you have 3 minutes to do it. If you're not done in 3 minutes, you can go on to the what I meant. If you're not done in 3 minutes, we stop you. That's a time cap. You get your points based off of how far you're able to get on that portion of it, and then you can go into the clean and jerk. If you decide I'm done with that workout because I'm just not going to get it or whatever it is, my crossovers suck, I only got 5, that's all I'll ever get, then you can go ahead and move on to the clean and jerk if you want to. It's just that's your points for, you're capped out basically, and that's your points for that workout for the gymnastics, however far you've got. Okay, but you don't have to necessarily keep trying for the full 3 minutes. If you say, F it, I can't walk on my hands, Mark, I didn't even have 1 point in the workout, that's fine. You can have your full 10 minutes on the bar, okay? So you have 3 minutes to do that, 10 minutes total. So if you take the full time, you have 3 minutes to do that, 7 minutes on that. Or if you're faster and you do it in 2 minutes, you have 8 minutes on the bar, okay? Okay, we have not gone on to skilled. I think we're done with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to the final. Man, I wish these dang videos uploaded. Sorry about that, guys. They uploaded when I uploaded the workout, but something happened. Okay, scale division front squats. It's gonna be based off of 3 partners. It's all you go, I go. So if I'm partner number 1, I'm going to take off on the front squat. Okay, use this as my thing. I believe the bar is actually going to, let me make sure I wrote it down. I know, Chris, you told me. Yeah, okay. The bar will be over here. So 3, 2, 1, go. Partner number 1 takes off and does his front squats. He's doing 5 each in each section. 5, it can be a squat clean. You're good to go, man. Okay, you can do your 5 here. You can squat clean for your first rep. You can walk it. You can roll it. You can rack it and walk it and go 5 here, back over here, 5 here. I have to be completely across the line. Okay, and then 5 here. I drop, and then I move on to my shoulder to overhead. So turn around. If I want to, I can do this and then go into my shoulder to overhead. Okay, 5. Make sure you lock out. Again, make sure that this is not this. Okay, that's not shoulder to overhead. This is the shoulder to overhead. Stand, okay, and go. Now I can walk it again here above my head. I can rack it however I want to do it, as long as I'm in each quadrant or each quadrant running through my reps, okay? When I'm done with that shoulder overhead, then I'm tagging my partner. Next partner has a little bit more work to do, and he's doing the exact same thing. So he's doing front squats, or she's doing front squats, shoulder to overhead, and then they do pull-ups. Pull-ups are over here for the guys, heavy rope jumps for the girls. Pull-ups are a chin over bar for the guys, okay? If you are doing butterfly pull-ups, make sure your chin gets over the bar, and you're not just, you're leaning your chest so far back, the chin never gets over the plane of the bar, the horizontal plane of the bar. So make sure your chin is over the bar. We see that every competition, because everybody thinks they're doing pull-ups, but their chin never reaches over the bar. Really make every rep count, guys, because it's a sprint on this last one. So chin over the bar, the plane of the bar. Okay, so if I took the bar was here and the plane came out here this way, I'm making sure even if I'm over here, my chin gets above the bar as I go down. Okay. For the girls, it's a heavy jump rope, and basically it's a 1.5 inch rope, kind of like your climbing ropes, that is a jump rope style. This is what it looks like. They're all the same length. You can hold it any way you want. Personally, I suggest this way as opposed to this way, and you can choke up on it if you need to as well, to spin a little faster or you're a little shorter, however it is. You can choke up on the rope. So my suggestion has always been this way, or you can go this way. It's just a lot less on the forearms, but you do it the way you want, however you want. You have to jump off with 2 feet for this rope. So it has to be 2 feet jumps, okay, as opposed to 1. So if I'm doing the rope, I can do this, or I can do this, but I can't do this, okay? Can't do that. And then after that partner's done, then the next partner is going to be doing the exact same thing, except he or she is adding. So it's front squats, shoulder to overhead, run back to the pull-ups, come back and grab your walking lunges. The bar is going to be here at that point. So I'm going to pick up, start my walking lunges. Knee has to touch the ground and come up, okay? I have to make sure this leg extends. Please. I can't do this. Make sure that leg extends as I'm walking this way. Both feet have to come across this line for you to finish that section or finish for scaled. It's only 2 sections, and for RX actually, it's only 2 sections. These sections are about 20 feet total, 10 feet each. Ish. Okay. Once I get here, I drop the bar, run over. First one that cross the line in all of the workouts. The cross of the line is the foot. Cross of the line is the foot, not a hand, not a head, not a chest. It's not track and field. It's as soon as somebody steps across that line, that is the call of time, not diving. Okay. Not diving. It is the foot. Just one. Your foot touches over the line, that's time. Okay. But if you're racing somebody, don't dive, stretch, or however you want to put that. Intermediate, this is basically the same movements, okay, guys? But the only difference here is that you're going to end up being a longer lunge. So the bar is going to start behind the start line right here. Up, lunge, 1, 2, 3 sections. I'll finish here. Boom. And then I have my chest to bar pull-ups or chin over bar pull-ups for the females. And then I'm going to front squat back. Okay. Then my partner is going to take front squats, chest to bar pull-ups or pull-ups. They're doing 20. So they're doing 4 the first round, 5 the second person. And then your lunge is going to be basically over here. Yeah. Wait, let me make sure. That's walking lunge, shoulder to overhead, pull up, front squats, chest to bar pull up, shoulder to overhead, and front rack walking lunge. Just make sure that you're going 3 sections on that one, okay? And we'll have the all of the bars in the right section anyway, so you'll end up finishing wherever you're at. Just listen to your judge. RX division, flat foot, legless rope climbs. Okay, I'm just gonna take this. Okay, flat foot, legless rope climbs. These are 12-foot rope climbs. These are not 15-foot rope climbs. So they're a lot shorter, as you can see as I reach. So we're going flat-footed legless. So meaning I have to be here and then I can't go. I have to start here and then go. Okay. You cannot grab the rope until you touch the top black, the metal rogue crossbeam. Okay, metal rogue crossbeam is the touch of the pull-ups. Most of you guys know this stuff, okay? Especially if you're an RX athlete. The girls have 2, the guys have 3 on the first time around. The guys have 2, girls have 1 on the second time around. Okay, and those are the rope climbs for the RX division. Okay, let me grab the paper. Front squats, front rack walking lunges, shoulder to overhead. Actually, I probably don't have to explain much of that for RX division. Okay. Nice. I don't know who 19156. Since videos were just released today for the standards, can we see an example of 3 people doing WOD number 1 scale? Yes, watch the videos. We are not going to post a full video. I don't know if that's a serious question or not. On the final workout, scaled, can the pull-ups be butterflies or kipping? Both, either or. It's like
Those were
just like random
those are conversations.
conversations. Do we have to hold the shoulder to overhead above the heel. Do you have to hold the shoulder overhead above the head when walking, or can we rack it? No, you can rack it. I see what you're saying. No, you can rack it. You can advance. Great, thanks, Chris, man. On the button, dude. Could we go by the gym to try out the ropes these next few days? Absolutely. Where can we locate them? Oh, these guys. Yes. We'll have extra in the warm-up area too. So because we have a lot of these, so we'll have extra. So if you're not able to come and try these out, the warm-up area will have these ropes. They're located by the wall balls, I guess is the best way, by the kettlebells, is the best way to put that. Yes, if you're taller, you have a slight advantage on the rope climbs. Can Fernie start on his knees? Okay. All right. Anyway, I think that's all of the questions. I appreciate you guys for being patient. It looks like we got through pretty good timing. Time is it? Sweet. The warm-up area will not have worms. Actually, yes, I will put, because I'll put a couple of worms out there for the warm-up area, but before, probably about 20 to 30 minutes before we start WOD number 2, we're going to have to pull those worms to stage them. So we don't have extra worms, but they will be out there for before WOD 2. So they'll be there in the morning, and they'll be there like 30 minutes before WOD 2 starts. So good question. Yes. Can a coach conduct an in-person check-in on behalf of their athletes that they weren't, and they're not here till Saturday? Hopefully they're here on time on Saturday. But yes, there's an online electronic download, and you can send that via and give that to your coach as a picture or something like that. And we can print it out, or you can print it out, please, and bring it with you and check in your athlete. Yes, you can. That's fine. As long as we have a waiver. That's the most important thing, is make sure we have a waiver and that signature is signed.
Yeah.
Are the judges going to be counting out loud? We will encourage the judges to be counting out loud. That's not the judge's job, but we will encourage. And if you feel that you want your judge to count out loud, please ask them and tell them to be loud. And you know, you don't have to be mean about it, but please tell them to please be loud when they're at. I've done, of course, many competitions, and I totally understand that question. However, it's not their job to, but please ask them to count out loud. And we're going to also encourage them to count out loud, and we will ask them to count out loud, but it's not necessarily their job to count out loud. It's their job to tell you when you're done. But yes, I understand that question. So yes, we will try to have our judges be loud enough for you to hear them counting. Good question. Are wrist wraps allowed if the final WOD? Wrist wraps are always allowed, just not gymnastic style grips. So even like grips are fine, like bare complex grips are fine, as long as there's no peg in there. So wrist wraps are always allowed for all movements. Knee wraps cannot be the powerlifting knee wraps, okay? The ones where you can barely move unless you actually make a squat, okay? Sleeves are allowed, not wraps. Wrists, I'm fine with it. You can wrap your wrist for all of them. Yeah. For all workouts, wrist wraps are fine. Okay. I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes. Other than that, guys, you can go ahead and jump off. Thank you guys so much. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you guys. We'll start on time. We'll have 10 out there. We'll have places for you guys to bring tents, just like the information says. Make sure you check the information link for all of the information day of, okay? And you can always email us if needed. Thank you guys very much. We'll see y'all Saturday.